What really happened between Neil and Drucilla on The Young and the Restless? On The Young and the Restless, Victoria Roll portrayed Drucilla Winters from 1990 until 2007. She had already enjoyed a successful acting career spanning many decades at that point, as evidenced by her entry on IMDb. After starting out on the streets as a teenager and ending up as a successful model, Drucilla found love and happiness with Neil Winters, a successful businessman, on the soap via Soap Central. The legendary Christophe St. John played Neil from 1991 till his untimely passing in 2019. His character first appeared as a Jabba Cosmetics executive trainee with big dreams of making it to the top. A love quadrangle between Olivia Barber, Tanya Lee Williams, Neil Hastings, and Drucilla's sister Drucilla sprang up quickly after Neil and Drucilla began dating. Then Randy Brooks. To get the other person for themselves, Neil and Drew tried to break up Olivia and Nathan, but instead they fell in love with one another. The year 1993 marked the wedding for the happy pair. The first time Neil and Drucilla got married, it didn't work out. Everything was going swimmingly for Neil and Drucilla Winters during their first year of marriage, until Neil's brother Malcolm Winters arrived up and gave rising star Shimmer Moore his first big break in Hollywood. The two became friends, and Drew developed feelings for Malcolm's wife. The South Florida Sun-Sentinel reported that Drew slept with him while under the influence of cold medicine. Nonetheless, she initially mistook him for Neil. Drew became pregnant soon after, but she and her husband decided to keep the kid without determining its father. Drucilla had her daughter, Lily Winters, in 1995, but that didn't fix the problems in her marriage to Neil. Drew was eager to advance her modeling career after experiencing some success via Soaps in Depth, but Neil insisted that he should provide for the family while she stayed at home to raise their kid. After several years of marriage, the pair finally split in 1997 due to irreconcilable disagreements. In the year 2000, Drucilla made the decision to move to Europe with Lily in search of more modeling chances. Later, Neil and Drucilla decided to get married again. Drucilla Winters and her adolescent daughter Lily Winters, a victim of soap opera rapid aging syndrome, came to Genoa City in 2002. The mother had high hopes that her ex-husband, Neil Winters, would be able to assist her in regaining authority over their defiant daughter via Soap Central. It became apparent, though, that Neil had his own problems, mainly with alcohol. After Drew and Lily assisted Neil in his recovery from alcoholism, the two parents rekindled their romance. In 2003, after their second marriage, Neil and Drucilla became the adoptive parents of troubled youngster Devin Hamilton Brighton James. As soon as Malcolm returned to town and insisted on a paternity test for Lily, everything went sideways for the Winters. When Drew agreed to check, she and Malcolm learned that Lily was indeed Malcolm's daughter via Soap Hub. They made an effort to hide the fact that the girl was not biologically theirs, but Neil and Lily discovered the truth and were distraught. In the end, Neil and Drucilla had to split up again. Neil Winters divorced Drucilla after he found out she and his brother had lied to him for years via Soaps in Depth. He then started a sexually non-committal relationship with Carmen Mesta, Mariza Ramirez, a co-worker. But Drucilla thought they were having an actual affair, so she went on a public drunken rant in which she tore up a number of the other woman's expensive garments as retaliation. Soap Central reports that despite Carmen having obtained a restraining order against Drucilla, the scorned wife repeatedly violated its terms. Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, recorded the moment she saw Drew physically assault Carmen. Drew was then arrested, fined, and required to complete community service and therapy by the court. Following this, Neil decided to end his budding romance with Carmen so that he could be there for his wife. Even though Drucilla and Neil were able to patch things up, the death of Carmen rekindled tensions between them. Drew was hospitalized because she began having visions of the other woman wandering the city. But in the end, Drew found out that the woman in her visions was actually Carmen's look-alike cousin Inez Vargas, who had been trying to torment her on purpose via soaps. After all that suspense, what did end up happening to Drucilla? For the Winters, life appeared to be improving until one fatal day in April of 2007. Drucilla was visiting the location for a picture shoot when she tragically fell from the cliff. To honor her late co-star and on-screen love, Christophe St. John, Victoria Roll returned to The Young and the Restless in 2019 without reprising her role.